In this video, I'm going to give you all of the secrets you need to be able to scale your company fast. By the end of the video, I guarantee you will principally understand everything you know to be able to grow your company fast and to be able to scale. And the reason I understand these principles is because I've implemented them all and I've been on that journey. So I was in a position whereby for years, my company just didn't generate a mass amount of inbound inquiries. We used to get about 1 or 2 every quarter, and now we get 5 to 7 a week. And that's not really including paid advertising or outbound. That's just through organic, one channel. So actually we get quite a lot more, but we turn ad campaigns on and off depending on when we can operationally deal with them. I'm going to talk you through so you can get to that latter position because it's everything I've done. So before you scale your company, you need to really understand that scaling is really, really easy. If you are struggling to scale, it's because you haven't actually nailed the foundations. There is fundamentally something wrong that you have not addressed, and in addressing that you will find that you can very easily scale through whatever approach you may need. Now I'm going to run you through everything so that you can figure out what that problem is, and then I'm going to talk you through tactically what you need to do to then scale. But it's very important you get the foundations right. So you might be just wanting to skip to the end and go to the tactics. Trust me, watch through this foundational bit because it's so important. So first up is product market fit. Very realistically, you need to objectively look at what it is you're providing and say, does the target audience I'm providing this solution to genuinely want and desire what it is I'm giving to them? Do they actually want it? Because a lot of the time you can convince yourself that that's the case, but your target audience does not care. And no matter how hard you try, if you're trying to sell someone something they don't want, you'll never be able to do it. That's the problem I had. I was selling video services to local companies, very small market. A lot of them didn't really need what I was doing. They didn't have this burning desire for it. So I just kept on struggling. I just changed my offer and then immediately everything worked. So you need to be sure that you have a good product market fit. Additionally, the market itself is out of your control and is going to determine a lot of your success. If you have an offer that is pitched to a growing market, you will naturally grow quite easily because the market itself is growing. If you're in a market that's stable and still active, again, you'll probably have quite a good time. If, however, you're in a market that's declining, you'll really struggle to scale. In fact, it'll be almost impossible because the market itself is shrinking. So you need to be aware that the market you're going into itself will determine a lot of the success and your ability to scale. Make sure you're either in a market that's stable or a market that's growing. If you're in a market that's on the decline, I would strongly advise you don't go into it because it's going to be very difficult. Next up is the offer. Now your solution might have a good product market fit. People out there want what it is and it might be in a growing market, fantastic. But you need something on the front end, a hook to bring people to you. You need something really enticing, and you need to test different offers because it's always different. Our offer, I'm going to be really upfront with you, is a free growth strategy session where we go through everything you're doing with your company and we help figure out how to give you or set up a marketing campaign that's going to work for you. I give you my time for free. It's like a free consultation session. That's our upfront offer. We run marketing for people. We know people need marketing. However, our offer is that free growth strategy session or growth strategy workshop that we can run through with people. By the way, if you want that, there's a link in the description below. But that's our offer. So make sure you have an offer that people actually connect with. If you don't know what your offer is, the best way to find it is to firstly go and look at your competitors. If the best ones, the people who are really smashing it, have an offer, just use that, whatever offer they have as a starting point. If you're slightly more lost, all you need to do is do manual outreach, go directly to your target audience and give them a series of offers, like just A/B test it. One of them will outperform all of the others, double down on that. That's the offer. That's the thing that people want and will connect with. Next up is your retention and average order values. This is a little bit boring, but it's insanely important. So basically, you need to make sure that once you gain a customer, you can retain them for a long period of time so that the average order value of that customer or the lifetime average order value of that customer is high. So that they bring in enough profits that it's worth the effort of you obtaining that customer. Quite often we find that the only issue with a client is that they're simply not charging enough money to be able to make marketing campaigns successful. If you run a marketing campaign, you're looking to scale, you need a buffer in there so that you can remain profitable, so that you can afford to acquire customers. And the easiest way to achieve that is not by trying to reduce the cost per click by 50 cents, it's by doubling your prices, because then huge area for you to grow and for you to use money. Money is the fuel for your business and you need that. Finally, from a foundational point of view, you really need to understand your audience. The amount of times I run through people on those free growth strategy workshops I mentioned in the link in the description below, sign up. The amount of times I go through people on calls and I say, who's your target audience? And they're insanely vague, like small business owners, or they can't tell me like the geographies, what's the thought process of the person, what's their pain points, what do they desire, how do they describe their pain points. You need to really understand your target audience. Like, you need to be able to tell me on a diary basis what goes through their head and what they're doing day to day, like what really irks them, what keeps them up at night. How do they describe those things, both verbally and in their own head? If you can describe back to someone what they're feeling better than they can articulate it themselves, you will have a very easy time scaling, because you'll be able to portray your message to those people very effectively. Once you have all of those foundations in place and you've genuinely nailed them, scaling is very easy. So now I'm going to go through exactly how you do that scaling. First off, you need to prepare to scale. So I have a separate video about B2B marketing strategies, and that covers what I'm going to go through now in a little bit more depth. But basically, you have the option of multiple channels. You could use email marketing, you could use paid advertising on LinkedIn and Facebook, Google PPC, content marketing, whatever that may be. I would strongly recommend you get a foundation of each of these pillars set up so that you have, as I say, a strong foundation, and each of those channels should be bringing in leads, provided you have nailed the foundations. That being said, once you have all of these pillars set up, you will find that one of them outperforms the others. It's just easier for your exact situation, or you find that people just connect with it better. Whatever that one is that's performing the best, all you do is you double down on that until it reaches a cap. So what will happen is, let's say we have all our foundations running. We have cold email campaigns that run through a software called Lemlist going to people in our target audience. We have paid advertising. We have content marketing. We have network and referrals. They're all running. They all bring in leads at their own rates. But we found that paid advertising is one of the best ways we can acquire leads, just because it's scalable, it's easy, it brings people to us. So all we need to do is increase the ad spend in that channel. Very simple. If it was email marketing, we would just need to increase the amount of emails we send out per day. What will happen is that channel will eventually get to the point where you get diminishing returns. So let's say we cap out at the ability to acquire 10 inbound inquiries per day through paid advertising. Beyond that, we can increase the amount of ad spend we're getting, but we don't get any more leads in, or the cost per lead dramatically increases. Once that happens, it means you've maxed out a channel. There just simply aren't enough people in the market to be able to fulfill the ability to scale that channel anymore. So once you get to that point, all you do, you already have the other channel set up. You just increase your second most effective channel. So we've done paid advertising, that's capped out, that's handling itself. Now let's increase the amount of outbound emails we have. Do that until you can't send any more per day or you get diminishing returns. And then you replicate that until all of your channels are peaked. Now, once all of your channels are capped, you then need to take actions to open up the market you're speaking to. So let's say I run marketing services and we've capped out on all of our ability to firstly handle leads, and secondly, each channel is fully capped out. We cannot push it anymore. What do we do next? Well, we can either go up market and go for people who maybe we could charge 50K a month to because they're huge companies. So we're technically advertising to a different type of audience, or we could go down market. So I could start advertising to wannabe entrepreneurs who want to start up their own business, and I can just give them our templates, our SOPs, give them a course. You've probably seen this time and time again. Or let's say I'm marketing for tech and SaaS companies, like I do. I could then just take the exact same framework and go to a company that's very similar. So I could go to business consultation services and say, we're going to now focus on business consultation services. It's very, very similar to what we're already doing. We're just taking a slight step to the side and opening up a whole new market for us. But obviously, once you're at that point, you already have a model that works. It's very easy to just duplicate it in a new market because you already understand. Now, in a second, I'm going to go through a very quick conclusion. Everything I've just been through, I'm going to summarize so that it sticks in your brain. However, before that, I just want to ask, if you have enjoyed this video, if you found any value in it, then if you could leave a like or subscribe, I would genuinely very much appreciate it. Obviously, there is no pressure to do so, but if you subscribe, you should be seeing way more content from us that is all designed to help you and your business marketing. Additionally, we have an offer for a free growth strategy workshop. So if you're looking at marketing strategies, if you're looking to scale and you want some one-on-one advice from someone who does this all day, every day, you can get my time in your diary entirely for free by applying via the link in the description below. This is only available to companies that are looking to scale. If you are just starting out, I'm sorry, but this is not for you. It's for companies that are established and want to massively scale up their operations and the amount of clients that they have on their books. So here's the conclusion. Scaling is insanely easy provided you have mastered the foundations, and most people haven't. That's why they struggle. The foundations are having a good product market fit. You need to be in a market that is either growing or stable. Next up, you need to have an irresistible offer, something you can present to them which attracts them to you magnetically. Then you need to ensure that you have the ability to retain customers for a long period of time so that you can guarantee high average order values per customer. Then once you have those foundations, you need to set up to scale by making sure you have an element of each of the foundational pillars running. You want to find out which is the best for your exact situation and increase the volume of output until you've capped it out, and then you move on to other channels. Once you've mapped out all your existing channels, you need to either go up market or down market or to an adjacent market to open up your audience to ensure you can keep on scaling beyond your market cap. And that very quickly is how you go about scaling a company. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, questions you want to ask, please leave them below. I will get back to you, and hopefully I'll see you again in another video very soon.